Hello everybody, it's Carl Moore, your garden guy, and look next to me is a beautiful peach tree. And yes, it's time for this guy to get a bit of a haircut. Hey, now many of you might know that every year you want to be pruning your fruit trees, and there's many reasons for that, but mainly it's to keep your plant healthy and to make sure you get a good produce. Now I'm going to jump in here quickly and just show you how to prune a peach tree, when to do it, and what are the best ways to go about it. So, behind me you can see a beautiful peach tree, and this guy is actually a nectarine. Now there's many fruit trees that flower in spring, and typically spring, late winter is when you want to be pruning many fruit trees. Unfortunately, as with peaches and some other fruit trees, they bear flowers at that time of year, which means when you prune a peach tree in spring or in late winter, then you're going to cut away all the flowers and end up pretty much with a plant with no fruit for an entire year. So you want to be very sure you're pruning your trees at the right time. Now there's two different types of pruning. We're going to be doing a summer pruning here, so it won't be as hard of a pruning as you would do in winter. Typically in winter you'd prune a plant to sort of shape its structure, whereas we are pruning this plant to bring it down in size, and just to manage it a little bit and to make sure we encourage it to create some beautiful growth for some new peaches next year. So I'm going to jump in here and just show you how to go about pruning this peach tree. So the best way to approach pruning of your fruit trees in summer, as it is now, would be to kind of cut off the entire plant about 3¼ way up. So you're going to sort of 3/4 up, just mow down the entire plant. And what that's going to, or tree, and what that's going to do is allow you to have a look into the structure of the plant, and you'll see the thick base of the plant and sort of which of the main branches are forming our sort of skeleton of our plants. Now we want that to be in an open cup shape, which means the center of your plant doesn't have any branches around, and all the branches branch outwards to encourage air movement within your plant. Right, so I'm going to jump in here, cut this guy off at the top, and then start mowing down some of the smaller branches. Right, there we go. So you can see I've chopped down the tree, to about 2/3, and now I'm quite able to see sort of what's going on. Okay, now our next step is to come in here and remove all of the branches that are too close to each other. You can see here's one that's sort of right on top of one another, and that you definitely want to get rid of. And then you're going to work your way into the center of the plant and remove all of those branches about smaller than 1 centimeter or so in diameter. You're going to remove all of them out the middle of the plant so we can ensure some good aeration coming through. So what's important when it comes to peaches is that you need to know they flower on old wood. Now that term flowering on old wood is exactly what it means. That means this plant only makes flowers on last year's woody growth. So any growth it makes this year, such as these little ones over here, this wood needs to harden off, and then it will form buds, flowering buds on your wood, and then only in next year's spring will those flowers open when this has turned to hardwood or to older wood. So just something important to remember. So I'm going to jump in here, neaten it up a bit, remove all the dead and old foliage, and basically just give it some breathing room and encourage some new growth before the cold of winter hits us. So you can see very nicely finished pruning our peach tree, and quite clearly you can see the structure of the plant. You can see we've pruned it in previous years to form a very nice cup shape at the base of the plant, and then we've got these nice structural branches going out, and from the structural branches it then further branches out into our new growth. Very nicely you can see I've left some greenery on it. I don't want to prune it too hard, and I want to make sure I get some peaches next year if there is not enough time for this plant to grow extra growth for those peaches. So very quickly, a basic guide: go by feel, don't be too scared, get in there, chop him down hard. I promise you, you're not going to kill it unless you're really extreme. And yes, use pruning to structure your plant, to encourage more fruiting, and this is going to be a beautiful specimen come next summer. Thank you for your time spending it here with me, Carl Woman, the garden guy. Until next time, happy gardening and happy fruit tree pruning. So just something important to remember, your roses, just something important to